continuing on with my story times of Calye 2019, day 3. Alright, so where do I even begin? So we woke up. Usual morning routine. Now, we were supposed to have morning devotionals first things first after breakfast. But personally, I don't actually remember what caused our delay. But yeah, my team wasn't able to have it, so we had to go straight into the first activity, which was the first little talk of the day. Which, oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys, this one was. I mean, I've been saying that for like the past 2 days talks, but I really like the one that this last one, how it came up to be for all of us.
I love you more than you ever.
So anyways, and then afterwards, we then proceeded to have lunch. And actually we weren't supposed to be having anything planned until like later on in the afternoon, because like, you know, with lunchtime was already like noon, so hot, so we weren't gonna be having the activity like right away. So when my teammates and I, we just like, you know, sat together for a while, went out for a bit, and then we started to prepare it like I think an hour or something later or something, I forgot. The activity we were supposed to be preparing for was rappelling and ziplining. The thing is, with my team, we were like, I believe, one of the last teams to actually have a turn on the rappelling wall and the ziplining. So we decided that one, we played this like, you know, random word game, while at the same time, we'd also have, finally, a very late, now not in the morning devotional. So anyways, yeah. We then ended up going to rappelling, which I unfortunately did not get any footage of, but I was able to get a few shots of my teammates going down the zipline. It was already my turn. I had my phone in my hand, I had my camera ready, I was aiming it at my face, somehow not dropping it at the same time, and I was like, you know, banning shots everywhere as I was going down the very long zipline. Like the zipline just felt as long as how long the drama and the beauty community has been going for. But yeah, and then once I reached the end of it, I looked at my phone and I realized that I wasn't recording. Oh well, that happened. I mean, some things are better left in your own memory, right? Yeah, that happened. Then right before dinner, my teammates and I were just like sitting together at some point, like by the activity I don't know the word. I'm telling you guys, the sunset from that area was like amazing. I wish you won't really know how it feels unless you were actually there, but from my experience, what I can say is that it was a great feeling to be at. And then afterwards, we like, you know, took a shower and then had dinner together as a team. I don't remember which day this was, but like we weren't supposed to have the next activity for like I think an hour or something later. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's starting to rain. So yeah, my teammates and I were just like sitting together in the table, making cuentos to one another. I think we also ended up like making some like, you know, quick little videos and boomerangs at some point.
Single.
Sino to? Ang baboy. Akin. Baboy. Ayaw ko rin pala. Baboy.
Uy, akala ko ba titirhan niya sila?
Ay, kung ano?
Wala na yung plan.
Okay lang yan. Sabihin natin, sabi ni Chloe.
Oh, may video. Sinabi ko.
Hindi naman nila alam na may dumating na ice cream, di ba?
Hindi nila alam na may video.
Hindi naman nila alam na may... Sino ba? Si James, kuya.
Talagang Pilipina, yeah. Isa...
Ayaw mo doon.
Baby ko! Uy, oh my God! Walang baby. Wala daw kasi baby.
I like chocolate milk.
Uy!
Yo!
Uy! Ay, ako din wala.
Myrus, hi! Myrus. Hi. Vlog.
Single, isang dalagang Pilipina.
Kanino phone yan?
Saan ba?
Kala ko sa'yo.
Saan ka? Anong gagawin mo? Tatain. Anong color? Anong color?
Oh boy.
Uy, gagi! Ano yun?
Balik yun yung next episode. Alam mo yung next episode. Anong kulay? Anong Bianca? Nautot ka? Ay, sorry.
Good way to pass the time.
I like chocolate milk.
So anyways, afterwards, when it was then finally time for us to gather all the teams and go up to the activity for what's the word called? Place thing. And then once it came down to the point that we had to gather together as a team and go back up to the activity place thing, we had like a quick little talk. We were then told that we were going to go over to the main little activity area of Quest Adventure Camp And there we started to see like the little bonfire start to be set up, and we were just told to like sit together for a little bit and just quickly reflect on things for a bit. And at some point we just started to hear the worship team just serenade us with their beautiful ass voices. And yeah, we were just like in that moment then and there just thinking about every single thing that has happened for the past 2 days, well 3 days already. And at some point we were just told to like stand up and then start singing the worship songs as the worship team just led us on to a whole set list of worship songs that I'm sorry by the way if I'm being so repetitive by saying worship so many times. If you're having a drinking game, I have to take a shot for every single time I say worship out of all my past videos so far, then I'm sorry. But anyways, yes, so then afterwards we were then told to like disperse out and then just like give hugs all around to our teammates, our friends, and to a lot of people at the campsite. And then I guess that was just the end of like some sentimental thinking of all this stuff. Yeah, I guess it was just like a little bit of time for us to like party out the night, but not so much because freaking heck we had like a bunch of other people at the campsite with us, and yeah, we didn't want to like we didn't want to disturb them in any way, so we had the party, but not so much because we didn't want to be any disturbance. One thing I will say is that one thing that we did during this party time was that something that we haven't done ever since my first camp back in 2015, I believe, back in Camp Calye Joyride, which was that on the very third night as well, that night, what we did for the party was that we ran around the campfire. And honestly, 4 years of a wait, it was amazing to get like that little feeling of like you're out there, you're by the bonfire, and then you know what, I'm gonna just run around the bonfire and hope I don't get burned. But yeah, that night was very fun. And then I guess they just had to end it for us that night, and then what they said was that we just had to go back to our sleeping areas, and the rest of the night was up to us whether or not or when we wanted to sleep. So yeah, the rest of the night was ours. So when we were on our way back to the sleeping areas, my teammates and I, we decided to sit on like this one area of the road going back, and then we just looked up and then we just saw a bunch of stars in the night sky, and then I was looking at it like, this is not real. I was basically like, Emma, which Emma is it? One of the Emmas. Emma Stone, I believe, where she was talking to Ryan Gosling, and then she was looking at his abs like,
Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
and that was basically how I felt with looking at the night starry sky with my teammates. Like, it's another one of those things that you really had to have been there for yourself just to see, because just how much stars were there, and then just looking at like the silhouette of the hilltop we were on, and then it did not look real, but it was somehow. And then we really just like sat there just staring up, and then we were just like,
Is this real life?
so anyways, after a while we were then told to actually go back to the sleeping areas because we weren't allowed to stay there for too long. What we did was we got back there, prepared some of our stuff, and then we found like a little area by the sleeping area where we can just like lay under the stars, because after we had that little experience of staring up at the night sky, we thought might as well sleep under it tonight. So yeah, we were like on our own little sleeping mat, and then yeah, we just like laying there together and then just talking about stuff. And honestly, that's all I remember because I was apparently the first person in my team to fall asleep. Now I know my other teammates were like talking throughout the night, but I don't know what they were talking about because yeah, as I said, I fell asleep. So for me, that was the end of my day 3 of Camp Calye, even though we already ended at like I think 12 or 1 in the morning. But yeah, that was it.